Hi, and welcome to the Shonen Show with Earth,
Edge,
and Lynch.
We're back again with our 7th episode, I believe.
Yep. Episode 7.
All right. I believe today we are going to wrap up the last season and bring along some other topics for you. So, where do we want to begin?
Yay, topics.
Topics are good. But, we're doing wrap up. So,
the spring season just started, so that means the winter season just ended, last week or...
something like that.
Yeah, last week was the end of most of the winter shows.
Some and the ones that were only like 24, 25 episodes ended 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go into my queue, see what's going, what we watched, what I watched at least.
Yeah.
I mean, Parasite was one of the better ones that ended.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
Honestly, I hate to say this, I'll probably catch flack from both of you. I really wish that this would have been one case where they would have deviated from the manga. I didn't really truly like the manga's ending, and to see it appear once again, word for word, scene for scene in the anime was...
I really liked it.
I really liked the ending. I didn't read the manga, so...
It's exactly the same.
If it's exactly the same, then I would have liked it just as much. I honestly thought it was perfect. It's
a little anticlimactic to me.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's just kind of a sudden done.
Yeah. I enjoyed it, but yeah, it was a little sudden of an ending where it was just like, and we're done.
Yeah,
See ya.
Exactly. It would have been nice in one sense if they would have just come up with a little bit more, but...
Yeah, I wish there was a little bit more with Parasite. Maybe like an epilogue or something.
Epilogue would have been nice, but
somebody's come in. Parasite was good. Log Horizon was good. We'll just get we'll get Log Horizon out of the way.
Well, I mean, we really can't because I haven't seen the last 2 episodes, so
it keeps up with its standard, but
is the climax for the last end of the season good?
There is no real as like with the first season, there was no real climax.
So it was
just
like
kind
a soft, subtle kind of thing.
Yeah, it was just like, hey, stay tuned for the next season.
That's not bad. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah. And I like how Log Horizon ends its seasons where it's just like, see you next time.
Yeah. Because the first one left me wanting so much.
The second season ending definitely leaves you wanting more, but that's just how it's how I feel after every episode. I just want the next episode.
And that's honestly good because it's such a dynamic series that wants you to keep. Because it's going to keep going. It's such a long story.
And they don't feel like the need to just hit you with a cliffhanger and have you wait for another year for the next episode, for the next season.
Honestly, we didn't even wait a year for season 2, did we?
I don't remember.
I don't think it was a full year.
About.
It might have been 11 months, maybe.
Well, you gotta wait for it's from end of winter to start of winter.
Yeah.
So
it didn't feel that long, I guess, but such a worthwhile watch though. And the Parasite was great. And what else ended?
Personally, I was watching World Break Aria. Last episode seemed a little rushed. Again, the problem I thought is that it tried to cover a little too much distance and just kind of found itself running itself ragged trying to fit all of this content in 12 episodes.
The whole show did that though.
Yeah. I mean, if it's based off of a light novel or based off of manga, I'd assume more than likely that is still ongoing and probably a very worthwhile read.
It's a light novel.
Okay, then it's probably a very worthwhile read in that state.
Probably, definitely worth a read.
How many episodes did they get through? 12?
12, 11, 12.
Yeah, 12. And that's the problem I've been having with a lot of the light novels being turned into an anime is that they're only getting 12 episodes.
I never thought I would have ever said this, but something tells me in one sense that a lot of what's happening is that they are looking at it as, we don't know if this is going to be well received. We can't apply, too much of a budget. We can't expect that we're going to get a second season, so that they're trying to pump as much content out as they should, when really they ought to take what the 90s did and release 12 episodes, throw it out there, see if it's well received, see if people like it, and then, just continue on. Because that way it's not rushed, and you leave enough room for another season if need be.
Yeah, I felt that way about what's it called? Saikano, How to Raise a Boring Girlfriend. I felt kind of rushed because they only got 12 episodes, but it was really good. It was a really good satire on the whole otaku culture, and it did feel a little rushed, and like it just kind of ended. Where there was like no real like conclusion. They were just like, hey,
just kind of cut off.
Here's 12 episodes. We're gonna set something up for the next time, but
maybe not.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
But it was really good. I really loved How to Raise a Boring Girlfriend. It was really good.
Okay, that's gonna go on my list of ones to go back and finish.
It's one I'll have to check out at some point. But.
Because they definitely take a lot of the different like aspects of the otaku culture. There's the one guy who's like a game nerd. There's a light novel author, a ero manga author, and they just introduced a musician.
It's just kind of funny in one sense when you were talking about it. Just a lot of the aspects of that show just seem to really remind me of Ichigo 100%. Just the idea of chasing after, in a sense, the illusion almost, more so than the reality.
Yeah, it's very much chasing after the illusion because the main female interest of the main character is she's boring. She's a very boring character before she met up with him and his circle of friends, because she was just a like to put it in like otaku terms, she was part of like a going home club where it's just I'm going to go to high school and then go home. She didn't really stand out too much, and it was just like very much that like one moment, like with the wind blowing and the bullet blows her hat off, and he picks it up for her, and it's like that one moment where he realizes that she's going to be the heroine in his love story. And he decides to make a game on it.
Wow.
It's really good, and it's a very well done satire on the otaku culture.
Well, then it sounds like it's worth really giving it another watch. I only saw the teaser episode, I think.
Yeah, the teaser episode is like it happened. It's like Tarantino'd, where it just happens in the middle.
Yeah. Tarantino'd it.
But that's really all the first episode was. It was just a teaser.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with the anime right from then because of how much they parodied in that first episode. Especially like with the exposition and him complaining about how expositions are handled in anime.
And that's something we'll definitely be talking about a little bit more later on.
Definitely later. So we got that done. Anybody mind if I go into my favorite of the season?
I was about to say, I think you're the only one that has anything left.
My favorite of the season, by far and away, is Your Lie in April. It was so well done. It's a drama. It's a musical drama, and the main character is a piano player that suffered trauma in his childhood because his mother was one of those very strict teachers and didn't let him go out and play. It was always practice because
borderline abuse, basically.
Yeah, it was abuse.
It was, yeah.
It was abuse. And he had a breakdown during a concert or during a recital, and his last words to his mother were, "I hate you." And then she died because she had some congenital disease, so a terminal disease, and then she died, and he thought it was all his fault, and he's still suffering from the trauma of that. And in comes a new character and she breaks him up from that listlessness that he felt because of and the PTSD that he had because of from his experiences in childhood, and it was his journey back into the music world, and it was so well done. I loved every second of that show, and the last episode is a heartbreaker.
I couldn't do it when it first came out, and maybe when I'm in a better place, I can actually sit and handle watching it, but there's just too much going on right now. I can't watch it. It sounds great. It sounds like I will absolutely love the rest of it. I've only seen like 3 episodes of it.
It's a wonderful story.
I'll watch
definitely
it.
something I'll have to binge at some point.
Yeah, it'll be definitely something I watch all at once just to get it done.
Definitely not this season, though.
No.
This season's been really good, but
Yeah.
I'm just trying to look at another one that Earth and I have been watching, Yowamushi Pedal.
Oh, yeah.
That ended.
Oh, it did completely? Like, done?
I don't know if it's done, but the manga's still going.
I'm still catching up to the anime because there's so much anime that I haven't finished watching yet.
But the anime series for the season has ended.
Oh, wow. That's just one that, you know, I binge watch like 15 episodes and then I take a break on for a little while. But it's just so good that I'm able to keep watching it, you know, in chunks.
Yeah, it's really good because it's a lot like I Shield 21.
Honestly, it's better.
But it's better.
Yeah.
Because you don't have that waffling main character who's just doesn't have a spine for 95% of the episode or 95% of the series.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's not bland and douchey like Ryoma from Prince of Tennis. Yeah.
Don't bring that up at this table.
I know. But yeah, he's a great from Yowamushi Pedal. What's his name? I forget actually.
Oh God, why can't I remember his name?
I don't know right now.
Sakamichi,
because I remember Amaizumi-kun and the red-haired guys.
Naru
Naru something. But
Red Bean.
Naruko. It might be Naruko. But. And honestly, every character in that anime is really enjoyable. Even the villains are enjoyable. Like the gangly armed, creepy guy.
Yeah. Villains.
Well, he is the villain.
He's a villain.
He's an antagonist, but he's
I would
interesting.
say either antagonist or rival. Kind of hard to have a villain in a sports anime.
But he is a villain.
He's
a villain-esque character, and he's fascinating, and he's creepy. And in a lot of fiction, you have to have a compelling villain or antagonist in order to have a compelling narrative. And this guy's creepy as fuck.
he does the job of the villain or the antagonist really well.
Yeah. So again, antagonist works.
He is kind of a villain though, because he a lot of his character revolves around just get manipulation
yeah.
and
he twirls his mustache and straps little old ladies to train tracks. Like that's like what he does.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on.
But yeah, Yowamushi Pedal's great. Unlimited Fafnir. That was one that I just stopped watching.
It seemed interesting at first. I made maybe 5 episodes and just
stopped.
petered out.
Yeah, I only got halfway through the 4th episode, and there's just like
I went to like episode 9, I think.
At about the point where I stopped caring about characters, stopped caring about the story. At that point, it's time to just let it go.
Because everything was all the characters were just kind of bland.
Yeah, they are.
They were very generic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't deal with it.
I mean, it's if you're bored, watch it.
Yeah, I couldn't make it really far into Testament of New Sister
Devil,
Sister New Devil or whatever, because it just went straight Arrow. Or it didn't even like go Arrow. It didn't go Arrow. It just went ecchi.
Oh, hardcore ecchi,
and like it just never progressed from that point.
And again, that had such a great setup, but
the first episode looked so promising.
It did,
and then it just meh.
It was promising when I first read it. It was a manga, but
yeah, I couldn't get into that one. I stopped watching Cross Ange as well. That was because they went to the whole like we have to go have like a beach sports episode.
Oh boy,
fucking fantasy.
I mean, really,
series.
In one sense. Yeah, do we really have to go through everything that we watched and abandoned? I mean, we'd be talking for hours on that one.
That is a fair Fair point.
I don't have a whole lot for this season that I like abandoned because there really wasn't a whole lot that I was interested in.
That's kind of it. I mean, there's a few things I started that I abandoned, but again, why bring it up? We talk about what we like.
I think my number one for the season of new stuff. Well, it technically new was Parasite. I just loved it. I loved it so much.
It was a great story from start to finish.
Start to finish, and the characters were great. The character changes were great. Izumi, right?
Yeah, Izumi.
Yeah, he just grew, and sure, that's part of the parasite bit, kind of fusing with him. But at the same time, he really changed and dealt with his situations in a interesting and kind of convincing way.
And it was really interesting to watch how the parasites changed as
I
well.
was about to say Shinichi didn't have quite as much growth as Migi did.
Oh yeah.
It's like any of the parasites.
Yeah. Edge and I were talking about this earlier. Migi had the most character development than I think anyone.
Yeah.
Just throughout the entire series, and it was just to have a hand be an interesting character is just so bizarre. But that's anime for you.
It's weird.
It is weird, but it's great. Like that's compelling storytelling, you know.
So
I guess we can move away from wrapping up the past season. It's done. Onward.
Bury it and
move on. Start new stuff. Now, do you want to talk about new stuff?
I thought we were going to go into the questions.
Yeah, let's go into the question that I asked last time, which was, what is your favorite character? And as I contacted you both, between last episode and this one, we decided that since it was a little difficult to just come up with one, we're going to go with 3 instead.
3. Shall I lead us off?
So I guess, if you guys don't mind, let's start with number 3 and we'll work our way to the tops.
I mean, mine kind of are all on the same level, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't really have a ranking for them.
Yeah, they're just.
So I'm the only one that said the rank.
I couldn't do it.
Okay. Well, I'll let you guys start.
I'll go start with my obvious choice, which is Spike Spiegel.
Yeah.
Because I love his character. It's very much like the aloof character, but like still very compelling as a character. And it's just my favorite series of all time, just because every character in that show is really good.
Yeah.
But just the way that his character came off, and the voice acting, and the way it was written, and the music behind him. He's one of my perfect characters.
The music in Bebop is so wonderful that it's awe-inspiring.
It's hidden by the laptop, but I have a Cowboy Bebop shirt on.
He does. It's true.
What shirt?
Oh yeah. He's naked.
Yeah. That's one of my most favorite characters. Just how good he is as a character. Do we want to go around and name characters?
Let's go around. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go next then. Ryuji from Toradora. I love Ryuji. I think he's great. He's interesting. He's got that fascinating. He looks like he should be a punk, but he's really just a nice guy who's kind of misunderstood, and he's just intricately relatable as a guy. I remember being his age and feeling similarly to him, and being awkward, and not knowing how to tell a girl you like her, and then he's just great. And I love then again I love Toradora with all my heart as one of my favorite anime. So I just think Ryuji is just a great character, and I really find him just so much enjoy. There's so much joy in watching him and seeing him go through his life.
Seeing him grow.
Yeah, seeing him grow is exactly it's just great. It's just great. So that's one of mine.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I guess I'll throw a curveball here. One of mine is Rekka Hanabishi from Flame of Rekka.
Never seen it.
Yeah, I've only passed it I've watched it in glancing, but
I would call it a better form of Yu Yu Hakusho. in a sense. It's pretty much what it's compared to, mostly because it has a very similar cast and very similar
High praise
sagas.
coming from you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, almost literally, it's, main love interest gets captured by big criminal, mastermind, has to fight his rival who pretty much lets him go the first time he meets. Him and his team are coerced into fighting in this big underground fighting. It's like almost saga for saga. It is.
It's Yu Yu Hakusho.
But his character is just more compelling. He's more human.
Then Yusuke. And Yusuke's a good character too. Not like a top tier, but he's still good.
I'd say Yusuke's a little immature for my taste.
Yeah. Like Ryuji's more mature than Yusuke in a lot, like every way, shape, and form.
I personally like that like stoic, more like introvert character. Because you said that, and you said Ryuji, and I instantly thought of Hikigaya from
Hachiman,
from My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu.
Oh, I haven't seen
like that whole cynical, very aloof. I like the aloof characters because it relates. It definitely relates.
And Ryuji in my mind is just he's not bland. He's got a lot of personality.
Yeah.
Whereas like Nozaki-kun is just
he's stoic.
very too stoic in my opinion to be super relatable.
Yeah, he's too stoic to be super relatable. But I've known a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
And they're very stoic and they're very interested in what they do, and they don't really show a lot of emotion outside of that.
And honestly, with Nozaki-kun, it's part of his charm and part of the humor of the show, really. But Ryuji's more grounded in something more interrelatable for everyone else.
So I guess one of my characters is Hikigaya from Snafu.
I'm gonna have to watch Snafu. You both talk about Snafu all the time.
Oh, it's great.
It's so good.
Fine.
It's the Daria of anime.
It's the Daria of anime.
It really is.
I haven't seen Daria in so long. Daria references on an anime show.
And when you start talking about Snafu,
it's cynical. It's very cynical characters in a high school setting.
All right, sounds like Daria.
And it's them trying to deal with high school.
Yeah. Well, hey, sounds like everyone's existence in high school.
Yeah.
Just lots of shit. Glossing over that, back to I guess it's back to me again.
Yep.
Because
we're back to you.
Yeah, back to me.
Back to you.
Oh no. Okay, so number 2 on my list, I guess not ranked really, is Tamaki.
Number 2 that you randomly arbitrarily decided of now.
Yes, Tamaki from Our Own Host Club. I love Tamaki. I love him so much. He's hilarious. He's one of my favorite comedic characters who also has a lot of seriousness to him in his backstory, in his plight.
It takes a while for his character to really shine through, but like once it does, it's very, very, really well done. It's really well done character.
There's a lot of broad depth to him as a person and the things that he's experienced, like his mother, him being a bastard, and his grandmother hating him and him trying to prove himself,
and how what he shows everybody is just a front.
Yeah, he's really he's genuine, but he's also very, very sad on the inside, and he's holding a lot on his shoulders. There's a lot of weight to his life and his existence. There's so much expectation and trial for him as a person, but at the same time, he's still able to smile and make other people feel good. So, yeah, I really like Tamaki. He always puts a smile on my face.
Think?
Yeah. He's so ridiculous. But yeah.
Yeah, not one I would have picked, but again, that's why this is our personal list.
Yeah.
For me, I gotta actually jump to Yu Yu Hakusho now. Actually, the character from that is the younger Tagora.
Oh, really?
anytime I see a villain in an anime, they are immediately
compared to
Toguro.
Younger Toguro. Really?
He was just a fascinating character, both as a villain and as kind of an anti-hero. Just everything about him, the way he fought, his motives for fighting, and just his death, the punishment he forced upon himself on his death it just speaks a lot about his character.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
I haven't seen Yu Yu Hakusho in years. So.
I am actually not as familiar with him as a character.
Just to run it down real quick, he ran a demon fighting dojo.
Yeah.
The current, at that time, champion of the Dark Tournament went to his dojo when he was away, slaughtered all of his students essentially as an invitation. Toguro just pretty much destroyed him. He killed him in the finals of the Dark Tournament, asked to become a demon as, in a sense, just his form of penance, that he lived forever in this form he hates.
Wow. And that's younger Toguro,
yes,
right? Yeah.
Seeking, somebody that can finally, kill him, finally overcome this demon he's become.
Uh-huh.
And when he finally, gets that in Yusuke and dies, he asks, Koenma tells him, your accomplishments as a human could give you a lighter sentence. He says, no, I want, as it's explained in the manga, he wants 10,000 cycles of 10,000 years in limbo, which would mean eternal suffering.
Wow.
Well, again, for this guilt that ultimately really isn't his fault.
Yeah. Wow. That's heavy. That's heavy. Whoa. Is the younger Toguro really his brother?
The older
Toguro. Wait,
really? They don't go too far into it. The younger Toguro is the big guy.
Yeah, younger Toguro. I was gonna say yeah. So is younger Toguro his brother?
As far as they say, yes.
I don't think there was ever an explanation for it.
Yeah.
No.
So
yeah, I don't know if they're actual blood related or if they're just
blood.
Brothers in arms.
Brothers in arms. Yeah. So that was older Toguro's backstory.
No, it's younger.
That was younger Toguro's.
Younger Toguro.
Okay, so younger Toguro's backstory, and he was Genkai's friend, right?
Lover.
Yeah. Okay. Did they go into the story of older Toguro at all?
Not really.
Not really. Okay.
He's kind of a psychopath, so.
Just a psychopath. Okay, so that was younger Toguro's story. Okay, that's clear now for my brain. I was trying to I actually never knew this the full story of younger Toguro. I think I've actually missed a couple of episodes here and there of that part of the anime. I've seen everything else, but that chunk is
So yeah, if you just want the quick rundown again, just watch. It's one of the last episodes of the Dark Tournament saga after the tournaments ended. It goes through all that.
I think I only watched through the Dark Tournament saga.
Really? Just that?
Yeah, just that.
Oh, I've seen up to the Dark Tournament a couple of times, and then part of the Dark Tournament a couple of times, but just stuff before and after that are kind of a little spotty.
Mm-hmm.
Just but it's a great show. So is that your number 2?
Yeah, it's my number 2.
Number 2 spot. Okay.
Well, back to Log Horizon. My third character is Shiroe.
Yeah, I almost chose Shiroe as one of mine.
He's such a compelling character because he's a good guy, but he's still, throughout the entire series so far, he's still referred to as the villain in glasses. Because, well, he's kind of a villain.
He is. Well, he portrays himself as a villain because I think that's how he wants people to see him.
Yeah, kind of how he wants the public to see him as a villain, but once people get to know him, he's
honestly a hero.
Yeah, he's a hero, but he's just one of those people that doesn't really ever want to be called a hero. And I love his character just because it's not like he just figures things out because he figures things out, and he doesn't the writers don't Deus Ex Machina him into it.
And I loved one of the last episodes that I saw with them attempting to raid into the radio place and him failing to direct them.
Yeah.
that was brilliant writing in
And
my opinion.
his indecisiveness into like what outcome should actually happen, where he doesn't have all the answers all the time, and a lot of the time, and it really puts home the point. A lot of the time, he has no idea what the outcome is actually going to be, but he has a way to try and manipulate it into whatever he wants it to be.
And he also realizes that decisions must be made, so he's making them and putting that onus on himself.
Yeah.
He's basically burdening himself with everything so that other people don't have to.
Yeah. And if that makes him the villain, that makes him the villain. And he's perfectly willing to accept that burden.
And basically sacrifice himself.
Yeah.
Which is what makes him him.
Yeah. Which makes him a great hero, but also a villain in everybody else's eyes.
Yeah.
Because he'll make the decisions that people aren't going to like.
No.
And for a lot of the time, people don't like.
No, well, and they don't understand his motives behind him is really what, like how when he was like being rude to the princess in front of everyone at that one party, and everyone was like, "Shiro is a jerk. Why is he even a part of the the round table conference? Like, he has no right to be there." But he's basically the leader of the entire. Well, he is the leader of the entire conference.
Yeah, he's the leader of the round table.
Yeah, Krusty was the face, but he was the leader.
Yeah,
Krusty still listened to him.
Oh. In the last episode, you find out where Krusty is.
No.
So catch up. If you haven't caught up, catch up.
Yes.
Because you
brain.
They reveal where Krusty is.
Brain exploded.
So
explode, explode edge.
Just
poof,
now.
Poof, explode.
Stop.
All right. So my third favorite on my list of top favorites is Renton from Eureka 7. I know, out of nowhere, but
I still haven't seen it.
What?
Still have not seen.
It's so good. There's so many great themes in that show that are just
It's like Last Exile. I still haven't seen. I want to watch it, but I still haven't watched it.
Last Exile is really good too. I don't know which one I like more now that you bring up Last Exile as an anime. It's actually Last Exile, Eureka 7, and Bono no Zamdi The Lost Memories are like all on the same level for me. I love them all equally.
I started reading Zamd.
Yeah. The anime is really good.
That was pretty good.
It is. It's a very weird story, but very good. But yeah, Renton has a lot of character growth. He's so immature when it starts out, and it's kind of like it's a youth love story in a lot of ways between him and Eureka, but I love Renton growing up through the whole story. When he first like kills someone, how freaked out he gets. Like we were talking about this earlier about Luke from Tales of the Abyss when he, grows up like over the course of the show. But but when Renton first kills someone while piloting the Nervash, he throws up because he crushes another mechs and sees like the blood, and he just loses his shit. And that's like a product of his age. He's 14 when the show starts. Like he's a child forced into war in a socio-political, semi-religious war of epic proportions that's just ramping the whole world, and he's engrossed in the middle of it, and it's just so much on him as a human being. He's dealing with his family's history, like his dad, and he's also dealing with his burgeoning love for Eureka and their relationship, and the fact that she's not even human, and just all these crazy shit. It's just he's just very compelling, and he's very interesting, and he's a very, very cool younger character in my eyes.
Okay.
So
it's on my list of things to check out. So
did you ever see it?
Yeah.
What did you think of Renton?
Again, not somebody I would personally pick, but
you see where I'm coming from, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he does have a lot of character growth. It's
it's just again personal opinion, I guess, but that's the whole point of this.
Mm-hmm.
All right, young man, what is your choice?
Okay, my top actually kind of came out of nowhere when I was thinking about it, because it was a list of the criteria, in a sense, that I put was somebody I would like to hang out with, somebody that had an immense amount of character growth, somebody that fits thoroughly in the genre they show up in. And ultimately, I ended up picking Issei Hyodo from High School DxD as my all-time top.
Really? Issei?
Honestly, when I first started watching it, I hated him. But again, his character growth was immense. The way he was just willing to work. He's the only male in a harem situation I actually approve of being in that situation. He has
because he's a character. He's a well-developed developed character.
Yeah, he is. But man, I did not expect Issei. I get it. I understand, but I was not.
He's a very human character. Again, he's thrown into this idea of suddenly being a devil, being inhabited by a red dragon, and just,
he goes with it.
Well, the idea of freaking out at first and learning, through the second season and now into the third, how to handle it. Yeah. And again, his drive, his passion, it's pretty awesome to see for a character, again, in that kind of situation. Usually these ecchi harem main characters are dull and lifeless. Because you're supposed to put yourself in their shoes.
Yeah, it's the neutral mask main character because it's like the wish fulfillment, like neutral mask character where you're supposed to
put yourself into their shoes. Yeah, so it's like you're the main character, not them. But with Issei, he's himself. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's not bland. He's not a blank slate for you to force your own.
Yeah. And the reason why we watch this is because we want to watch these characters, and not because we want to put ourselves in that. And we want to. Some people may want to put themselves into it, but
if you want that, play a game.
Yeah. Play a game. Go watch a Matrix movie. There's a whole theory on the neutral mask thing. Understanding comics. There's a way. You have a very broad spectrum of art. There's the Mona Lisa, and then there's the wash closet, like stick figure woman on the thing, and everyone on the scale fits in between those two spots. Where the Mona Lisa is that portrait of beauty. That's the aspect that people strive for, that you want to watch, that's compelling to watch. But then there's the restroom stick figure woman, where this relates to you. This can represent you. This can represent any body type, any person, any personality. This can represent you. That is that neutral mask. Like the Matrix, Keanu Reeves' character in the Matrix, or like how these harem characters. Main characters are, where they're very bland and neutral, and you can just insert yourself into that point where a lot of people want that character, so they can relate, so they can not relate to it, but like interpose themselves into that character. And that's where a lot of these harem animes fall, and that's why I love High School DxD, where it's not just a very bland main character. It doesn't have the neutral mask. He has his own personality. Long-winded explanation, I know.
Yeah,
but
no,
relevant.
It gets right to the heart of it.
Relevant, and it works.
So there you go.
Yeah, that's our top guys.
Those are our top characters.
Yeah, if you have any ones that you guys want to tell us, let us know in the comments. Obviously,
so they know the drill.
I know, but I have to
episode
remind
7.
them.
Well, do it anyways, but with less pointing at the camera.
How about I do this instead? Ha 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 ha. Anyway, that's enough of that shit. Moving on. Do we want to go into other questions first?
I think we should have time for more questions. Yeah, we're only at 40 minutes.
Yeah. Well, Edge, do you want to go to yours?
We got time.
Oh, jeez.
Well,
I'll throw a real quick one out then.
Yeah.
If you can think of one, I just want to know your favorite, like either one-liner or just your favorite line from an anime. And I will allow, every form of animation for this one, because mine comes from a very off source.
Mine comes from a very off source as well.
Oh, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Maybe. I think I've only told you this in a story. Okay, my favorite one-liner from a It's from a hentai. It was to set context to the story. I was down at Otakon one year. I just drove down on a whim to get and grab my badge. Didn't have a place to stay. I was going to sleep in my car, but I met up with these people down there, and I actually got into a suite up there, and I was able to crash in a suite. And there was
awesome.
There was like 10 or 12 of us, and one of the things that we did was like one of our old school hentai nights where we just sat around and MST3K'd hentai.
Oh my!
And the one line that I remember was, "You feel like a mini fridge inside me,
Dude, that was exactly mine.
Which was also followed up by, in that same anime, it was something about like, I want you to use your lawn cutter on my bush or something like that.
Yeah, that anime is full of just, well, that hentai is full of just so many crazy.
What's it
one-liners.
called?
La Blue Girl.
Oh, never heard of it.
Wait, what?
No, I haven't.
Okay, I think
there's
close
there's the door. Get out.
It sounds vaguely familiar, I guess. I've never seen it.
I think we may need to gather the guys then.
We need to have another hentai night,
Oh God.
and it's not just a bunch of guys with their dicks out and
Yeah, this isn't a circle jerk.
no, it's we're MST3King.
And there will be women there.
Yeah, it's all
Define women.
We used to like during our hentai nights. We used to have we had people of the female persuasion.
Persuasion.
Well, I mean, hell, it's a good time. You drink a whole bunch of beers and you shout at the screen.
Yeah.
It's like and that was really awesome. That's a really awesome time down at Otakon. Is like when they have the hentai viewings. Mm-hmm. Granted, it's always like La Blue Girl, Bible Black.
Ugh.
Well, it's the
I've heard of that one.
Yeah. It's the popular ones, and it's the really well known ones. It's the serialized ones. But those you feel like a mini fridge inside me.
Oh my. Okay then. Moving on. I have a question that Lynch and I talked about.
Answer.
I don't have an answer for that, to be honest.
You don't have a one-liner?
I don't have a one-liner. I wasn't prepared for this.
What about Believe It?
No, shut up. Datebayo.
Datebayo doesn't actually mean anything. It's like Degazaru. It doesn't actually mean anything.
Yeah. Anime you never finished. That you wish you went back to and finished.
Well, during our conversation that we just had, Yu Yu Hakusho, I never finished it.
Yeah.
I'd like to go back and finish that.
I never finished Negima or Tagami Bachi.
Don't finish Negima.
Really?
Finish the manga.
The manga.
I'll
Don't
finish the manga.
anime.
I'll finish the manga.
Don't even start watching the anime.
I did a while ago. And I guess, honestly, Awamushi Pedal I need to finish up.
Yeah.
But Tagami Bachi I really liked, and I never finished that one. That was what your brother got me into.
I really can't think of any. I usually watch... I mean, if it's something I want to watch, I finish it.
Yeah, usually I do too, but sometimes I get off track and then I just do other things and I watch other stuff.
Lynch, spear me.
That
works.
Me too.
You know, if anything, the only thing I would say... The only show I started watching that I even remotely had feelings for that I didn't finish would be Kitty Grade, maybe. I don't even know if that's worth finishing.
I couldn't even I could barely get through a couple episodes of that. It was just too odd.
Well, that's kind of it. It's like I don't know if that's really even one I'd want to watch again.
Yeah, I don't know. I never finished Kitty Grade either. I just couldn't continue on with it for whatever reason.
I mean, it's probably the only one again that I've watched any of that I might want to go back and watch. So
I know I said a couple others that I never finished. I never finished Bacano.
Yes, you did bring that up.
It's really good, like a 1920s crime thriller. It's so good. It's a crime thriller. It's like a 1920s crime thriller where they take a story and they try to show it from multiple perspectives. Kind of like a but good.
But good, yeah. I just a weird anime just popped in my head. Remember Witch Hunter Robin?
Yes,
Oh.
I watched all of it. I loved it.
I never finished that. I watched
It could be
a
sick.
good chunk of it, but I never finished that.
It's like Wolf's Rain.
I would say that's right up there with Wolf's Rain. It's just bad.
It's not good, but for some reason I loved it.
I liked it too, and I never actually. Wolf's Rain was with all the people who could turn into wolves, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
And the only reason I started watching Wolf's Rain was because guess who the music was by?
Who?
Yoko Kanno.
Yeah. Cowboy Bebop.
Oh.
Cowboy
okay.
Bebop. She did Escaflowne.
Really?
She did Macross 2, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Escaflowne and
I
Bebop
think
were
so.
done by the same person?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. I love Escaflowne.
You didn't know that?
No, I
You
didn't.
didn't know the composer?
I did not know the composer.
Oh, I saw her at Otakon.
Oh, that annoyed the shit out of me.
Why?
Well, we have to go in the context for that one. We were down there with a friend of Lynch's.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we had to drive her to the airport in the middle of the concert.
Yeah.
Oh, that time.
I thought we were going to be able to stay through most of the concert, but
That's depressing.
Yeah, we got to pretty much see the pre-show and
like half of her set.
yeah.
Ugh.
We got to listen to the things that we wanted to basically, but
Yeah.
I would like to say for the whole set because she did a piano concert.
Was it beautiful?
Yeah,
was
it's
awesome.
fantastic. It's fantastic. It's Yoko Kanno. She is the inspiration for the character Ed.
Really?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
they made the character of Edward Wong Halpepelu Tavruski IV based on Yoko Kanno.
That's awesome. I'm so happy though. I did not know that about Escaflowne. I actually just let a friend borrow that.
It's so good.
Yeah, it is. It's I think I've
We've
talked
gotten
about
off
it
topic, but
before. I've talked about Escaflowne a couple times. It's literally one of the animes that got me into anime.
You got a question to throw at Lynch, or?
nope. I never come prepared with crowd questions.
I have more, but
I've got another one then.
So does Edge.
This should be a pretty quick one. Your favorite fighting anime?
Oh,
Whew. I mean, there's the one that comes to mind, like right off the top of the head, and that I want another season of, and it's really good. Bento,
Yeah.
but like a straight fighting anime.
I'd consider Bento a fighting
Yeah,
anime.
well, it is it's a fighting
Yeah.
anime, but like a straight fighting anime that like other than Bento that I'm thinking about, there isn't one that's like,
yeah. I'd almost want to say Ippo, but at the same time, not enough happens in the show. But the fights are great.
I guess I should clarify too. I kind of mean like fighting is well. Never mind.
It's a
Forget it.
boxing. They fight.
Yeah, I mean that's yeah.
It's a fight.
No, I just kind of meant more like not like hardcore supernatural like Yu Yu Hakusho and so.
I mean,
Yeah, so I mean Ippo definitely.
Ippo
yeah.
kind of classifies.
No, I mean
yeah.
neither of you said anything that would go against that anyway. So
Yeah. No, I mean, I feel like Ippo. I mean, is a great fighting, anime or manga, whatever. It's just so long, and it really.
it's more of like it's a boxing drama.
Yes, it definitely is a boxing drama. That is definitely a great way of describing it. It's like Rocky the manga.
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
I laugh, but yeah, it's kind of Rocky the manga.
I'm just trying to think of other like fighting ones that I.
Yeah.
I'll say my top, and I know it's one that you'd like, Lynch, and we need more. More is the King of Fighters Another Day.
Oh yeah.
Like those 3 short OVAs.
Yeah, just the OVAs that were packaged in with the game.
They're, I mean, again, honestly, it's less than 20 minutes in length, grand total, but that to me is like the best fighting anime out there.
Oh, yeah.
It's fantastic.
I'm
Well,
trying to think of other
because it
fighting
has
anime.
the two way underrated characters who are also the best characters in
Oh, yeah.
the King of Fighters universe.
Well, I'll still argue you on one, but yeah. No, I'll agree.
I'm trying to think of other
Alba and
fighting
Soirei.
fighters.
Fucking love those characters.
They're doing another King of Fighters
Are they?
3D game, but unfortunately, I don't think Alba or Sora are showing up.
They should, because they only show up in 3D.
True.
They've only shown up in the Maximum Impact games.
I'll say, here's hoping they'll be in it, but
Yeah. And if they aren't,
Hell to pay.
we raise hell.
Yeah, you guys are as hell. What other magical fighters are there out there?
I'm hoping at some point soon they'll do a. There's a manga I've been reading for a while now. I can't even really remember the full title. It's like Karate Minoru something. It's essentially a manga about I think it's a sophomore, I want to say, in college that used to be part of the gymnastics club, pretty much got bullied out of there by the seniors, and he decides he's going to take up karate after a near experience where his girlfriend slash childhood friend damn near gets raped.
Whoa.
And the karate club captain comes in and pretty much beats the hell out of them. And just the idea that with his gymnastic build, as well as just a innate, just
Physical presence.
No, not innate. Not innate prowess. He essentially turns out to be a karate prodigy. Like he adapts to the kata and everything real quick. I would love to see an anime of that, just because it shows Shotokan, like true and classic.
I want to check that out. That sounds really cool. How old's the main character?
21.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe a little younger.
Yeah, sophomore in college.
Oh, yeah, you said
Yeah,
sophomore
sure,
college.
yeah.
You said
he'd be-
20?
Yeah, 20 tops.
Very cool. Very cool. Is he? And he's like compelling and everything?
He's a pretty decent character. Again, he goes through the ups and downs. He wins quite a few of the first tournaments he's in pretty easily. Again, he does really well, but like especially when you start talking like nationals, he gets like his ass handed to him, and it shows that he never lost that badly before,
And
it really hurts him.
Yeah, and he has to get stronger from the losses, yeah, which gives him perspective. Which is what happened to Ippo a couple of times. Only he's I don't know if
He's lost what, twice?
Only twice.
Yeah,
Only twice.
He lost to what's his face? The
Former featherweight champion.
former featherweight champion
of Japan, and Date.
Oh yeah, Date. He lost to Date, and he lost to
the number one ranked challenger in the WBC featherweight championship for the worlds, whatever his name was. Yeah, he lost to him, and I honestly am kind of happy that he lost to him. Like that was like a hardcore plot point, to be honest. And I actually haven't read anything after that in the story.
It just takes so long.
I know. It's been out since I was born. It literally came out the year I was born. But remind me that karate one. I really want to read that. That sounds really interesting.
Send me the link on that. I'll put it in the link dump.
Yeah, sure thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out on my phone. Maybe read some of it today.
Actually, on a side note, speaking of the link dump, I'm actually going to be starting my my blog up again, and I'll probably be posting the link dump there just so it's not like a 16-page list on the YouTube thing.
Yeah, no, that would probably see a little bit better.
Yeah, probably.
So there'll actually be a list, and I'll link it to the actual list for it.
Very good.
So
very good.
About 55 minutes. You want to jump into this season? Get that out of the way?
Sure. Let's do that.
Okay. I mean, if not, I have other questions, but yeah, let's jump in.
Yeah, we should just finish it out with this, just so.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, get this out of the way at least, and if we have time at the end,
see
throw an extra question or two. Yeah,
sure.
But I expect there's a lot going on this season, so I expect we're going to be talking about this for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So here's the spring 2015, which it's been good to us so far.
Yeah. It has.
It's almost as good as falls of last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost as good.
Almost. Not quite, but still way better than winter.
Yeah.
But then again, rat droppings steaming in the sun is better than winter.
Well, it wasn't quite that bad, but
it wasn't.
It was pretty shitty.
It wasn't the summer of last year anime list.
Yeah.
The summer of last year's anime list was awful. But the spring list is really good.
Shaping up. What do you want to start with? How about My Love Story?
Yeah, Ore Monogatari.
Yeah, or Monogatari.
Yeah, that's cute.
It's really good.
I
love how that they're breaking the mold with that.
He's a weird looking guy.
Well, he's a weird looking guy. He's very personable, but he's not your typical romance main character.
No, he's a giant.
Kind of it, even with
he's gnarly.
Even with like Nozaki-kun, for example, he wasn't your typical, but he was still, in a sense, the big, tall, handsome.
Yeah, he was still in like that genre of what you would expect an anime main character to be.
Exactly.
This guy is literally an ogre.
You know what, actually? If either of you are familiar with it, he really reminds me of the main character and his family from Ultimate Muscle.
with the face. With the mouth.
Giant lips.
With the giant lips, yeah. Yeah, I do. Yeah, he does, kind of. But he's bigger than them.
Yeah.
He's bigger. He's a monster.
Well, in the opening episode, they do make the reference to the tale of the two ogres.
Yeah, I liked that. That was an interesting metaphor.
Yeah, and well, he's a real life ogre.
Yeah, he really is. His mother's an ogre too.
You don't see in neither. I don't think in the anime so far or in the manga, you really haven't seen much of his mother.
You see her once in the anime. In the first.
Yeah,
she
looked pretty big, and she had his face.
I think you should say he has her face. But...
Oh yeah, he has her face. Yeah. I wonder what his dad looked like. Does his dad ever show up?
I'm only about halfway through the manga right now.
Okay.
So
okay.
Honestly,
really
again,
good.
at this point, I'm trying to stay away from the manga versions of anime for this season. I don't want to ruin anything.
Yeah.
If I find a series I like, I'll continue on it in the manga because I'd want more.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
But with the My Love Story, it's really good. And if you don't read the manga. Personal suggestion as somebody who's been reading the manga for the anime, don't read the manga because it'll just spoil yourself.
But
because
yeah, I mean,
it takes a different step from traditional romance anime.
So personally, I'm just going to tack one at the end of each of these here. I've been putting, a stars rating for each of these out of, maximum of 5 stars. I'm giving My Love Story a 4. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a few things that are a little odd. I don't want to give it a 5. A 5 for me is something that I cannot wait to watch each week.
Yeah.
Wait for it. Just wait for it.
Oh, I'm sure, in time. And again, this is pretty much all based off of, for the most
first
part,
episode.
one episode. Yeah, exactly. So this is, it's getting a 4. If it gets even more compelling, it's going to be a 5.
Yeah, I agree. The other one that I just watched that I really liked was, how does it go again?
Is it wrong to try and pick up girls in a dungeon?
Yeah, is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? That was funny.
It's funny. I have problems with it though.
Do you?
I have very, very big, huge problems with it because once again, I've been reading the manga for it.
See, that's where I think, in one sense, me not reading the manga is going to help me.
It's going to help
like it a little bit more.
Is the manga better?
The manga is so much better because they explain a whole lot more, and there's time to develop.
Read the light
novel, because they have time to develop a lot more. It feels after reading the manga. And I started reading it before I even really knew that the series was the anime was going to happen. But they rushed. It's only going to be 12 episodes. Like we said earlier, these light novel adaptations are getting 12 episodes, and they try and cram as much as possible into those 12 episodes.
Now they did it right with Log Horizon, giving it a full season for its first one, but
they're not doing
that for everyone.
Something tells me, again, at least just to go on a tangent real quick, they looked at like Sword Art's popularity and thought they had something pretty decent there that they could afford to give it the same amount of time. Something tells me with this one, it was again just kind of they viewed it as a risk.
Once again, it also feels like Sword Art. Well, because they have Kirito's voice actor as the main character again. which I'm really.
yeah.
He's been in like 6 different anime in like from last season to this season.
He's popular.
He's popular, but last season he played pretty much the same character and everything. Although this season it definitely sounds like he went to like voice acting school. And learned how to play learned how to play different characters. It's also he was probably allowed to play different characters than the company wanting him to play Kirito.
Yeah,
he pulled a Chris Sabat, which he is like the only English voice actor I give props to.
And my problem with how to pick up, is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon, is that it's rushed. They crammed 10 chapters into 2 episodes.
it did seem pretty quick. Like I think it should have slowed down its pace, explained some more.
The pacing doesn't seem that bad to me. At least, again,
they're
not
leaving out
having
so
read
much.
the manga.
Yeah, not reading the manga or reading the books. It's really after just reading the manga, because the manga is just is an adaptation of the books.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick. So yeah, the light novel for that is out at the moment. That was released, I think, a week or 2 ago. Again, this month we get a whole bunch more, and in October we get the irregular at Magic High.
Oh, nice.
So we are going to start getting those light novels.
Yeah.
About time.
But that's my only problem with is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? Because it feels rushed.
Yeah, personally, again, I'm giving it at least, not reading the light novel just yet, not reading the manga. I'm giving it a 5. It's awesome. I like the characters. The inclusion of the attribute system
is
outside of a game anime
super
is
funny.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, super funny.
Yeah, and that's one of the problems I had with it, is just that they're not really explaining it in the anime.
My agility doubled.
I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that I'm such a gamer as well. It just didn't feel the need to be explained.
I felt that it didn't really. Well, as a gamer, it's like it doesn't really need to be explained, but like when they just kind of gloss over the ability system.
I'm sure that it has more meaning. Like strength going up would do more for him than like in a traditional game. I'm sure it does have different, in a sense, a different meaning. But
yeah, like the whole skill system, like the whole attribute and skill system, plays a huge part in the story. But they're in the anime, they're just kind of glossing over it. That's what it feels like to me, at least.
Well, it could be worse, because in one sense, again, I gave that a 5. Let's move on to the next one then. Triage, where they explain just a little too much in episode 1.
Yeah, and it's the problem of, let's explain. I made a post about this on Facebook, and it's like, let's have exposition to characters who don't need exposition.
Yeah, it probably would have been better if it had just a random narrator that...
It was still interesting.
Oh, yeah, no, again, it's still pretty good, and I get the feeling that once you get to episode 2, where there probably is very little need for exposition, it'll hit its stride.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm hoping for that. I'm looking forward to the next episode of Triage, but it's just that over the top exposition, it really threw me for a loop.
And you know what? I gotta put this out there because I know a lot of people are gonna bitch about the fan service and the way the women are drawn in it. But as I was telling Earth yesterday, it's the idea that Shoji Sato, the artist, his first work, as an actual mangaka was High School of the Dead.
Yeah.
Before that, he drew hentai.
Yeah,
it shows.
So exactly, it's just his style. It shows in pretty much everything he does. So, I mean, do you complain about Akira Toriyama drawing the same character over and over? No.
You complain about Ken Akamatsu drawing the same characters over and over and over.
Exactly. It's like, if you don't give them shit, don't give him shit.
Agreed.
Speaking of over and over and over and over again.
Well, real quick, I give Triage a 4. But
yeah. I agree with that sentiment. I think Triage was
I'm waiting for the next episode. I really want to see where
the exposition kind of kept it from getting to 5 in my mind, but it does look like it's going to be good. And again, I came into it hating it. They stopped, they just cold dropped High School of the Dead on chapter 30 and just started doing Triage, where it was kind of like, what the fuck? So I came into this wanting to hate the hell out of it, and it's winning me over.
Yeah, kind of like Tite Kubo with what was that one series that he had?
Oh, Zombie Powder.
Yeah, Zombie Powder.
He can't be forgiven for that, though. Yeah. He should have dropped Bleach.
Yeah.
And continue with Zombie Powder. Zombie Powder was so good.
Maybe he'll go back to it once Bleach is over.
I think at this point nobody would care anymore.
Yeah, probably.
Well, actually, that might be what he's going for.
It could be. Could be.
But speaking of over and over and over and over again, Rin-ne.
Oh, no. No.
Rumiko Takahashi is
Zero.
at it again.
0 out of
She's at
5.
it again. But instead of Inuyashing she's Inuyashing Death Gods now.
Yeah, it looks, from the sounds of it, it sounds like her take on Bleach.
Yep. But not even like her take on Bleach. It's from the opening it does actually really look a lot like Bleach.
Just the whole idea, it sounds, because a lot of shows have used, in a sense, the Shinigami. It's not just Bleach that came up with that.
No, they've been
as
doing
a
it
lot
for
of
a
people
while.
think. But yeah, it really almost seems like her take on it with the overly human death gods wearing white, white.
Howery.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
like what
exactly.
That's
look
wrong.
at a picture of it. It looks the main character looks like a Bleach captain drawn by her. Actually, it kind of looks like what the hell is his name? Hitsugaya.
Yeah.
Does he have white hair?
No, he has red hair.
But the design's very similar.
Yeah, it's very similar.
That hurts my brain.
Moving on.
0 out of 5. I didn't even watch it, but 0 out of 5.
I watched the first episode and it looks like it's going to be another Inuyasha.
It's
because that's exactly what we need. Another Inuyasha.
Say art-wise and story-wise, it's all she draws.
Well, art-wise, it looks more.
How far
Ranma
until he
1/2.
gets the wind scar?
Who cares?
I just want to know.
Don't worry, it won't be useful even once he gets it.
I know.
Art style looks more Ranma 1/2 than it does.
Again,
does
even
Inuyasha.
even if it changed, even if her art style changed a little bit, her characters never do. The story never does.
Yeah.
It's
the same thing over and over again.
I've sadly read all of Ranma 1/2.
So have I, and again, it was disappointing. Moving on.
Waste of time.
Yeah. We're gonna move on to. Do we want to Yeah, we can cleanse our palate with Punchline. Really good. Really ridiculous. It's super over the top ridiculous.
And kind of speaking of returning voice actors, the fact that they got Naruto's voice actor back. Which this is, I mean, I'm sure he's done other works, but this is the first I've heard of him. Well,
is
heard
Naruto's
him in a while.
voice actor a man or a woman?
I know in the English it's a female that does Naruto's voice. I don't know
because it's Tommy Pickles' voice actor.
Yeah. I don't know in the.
Because I asked Edge, and we don't know. Like honestly, because it can go either way with a lot of those characters.
That one bottle kept male.
What are we in Fallout?
Well, that's all I got at the moment.
And I've got another battle cap.
His name is Yuta Iridatsu.
Yuta is
Yuta.
so
Marina Inoue. So
wait, Marina is the which one's the name?
Marina Inoue is the
voice actress.
Is the voice actress.
Filmography. Gaku and Alice, Tactics, Tsukiyomi, Yakitate, Ginban Kaleidoscope, Hellgirl.
Wait, who is it in Tsukiyomi?
Kohei, child version.
Okay.
The Gray Man, Kiba, Naruma, Zakapane, Bakano.
Yoko.
She was in El Cazador de la Bruja? Love that show.
She was Yoko in Gurren Lagann.
Speaking to the mic.
Yoko and Gurren Lagann. Ah!
Excuse me while I look this up.
Well, yeah, we're all like getting way too into this. Anyway, on the other side.
So anyways, the story of Punchline seems interesting. Characters, again, seem interesting. There's a lot of questions that need to be answered at the moment. Again, unfortunately, questions kind of scare me, especially when there's a whole bunch of them that come out real quick in the first episode. So I'm giving it a 3. I'm hopeful. So I'm hoping that as time goes on, it will become, more and more a 4 or 5 star anime to me.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited for it because it's the next
Next FLCL pretty much.
It's not even like the next FLCL, like especially like with the art style and the storytelling, it's a lot more, and like the over the top, like it's the next like Kill la Kill, like where how you had Fooly Cooly and then you had like the next one in like that like style of over the topness was Gurren Lagann. Then you had Kill la Kill.
That's the way you're going. Then
that's the way I'm going. It's like I wouldn't classify it as the next Fooly Cooly. I would classify
it
more.
A little more batshit insane than like Gurren Lagann was, which is why I'm making the original reference.
Like the way that I described it is, it's a lot like it's as if you combine Fooly Cooly and Gurren Lagann.
Okay, I can
That's
see
one
that.
hell of a combo.
Yeah. Like more of the storytelling of Gurren Lagann, but like with the over the top batshit insane of Fooly Cooly. Where it looks like they're actually going to tell a story instead of just throwing crazy at you and expecting you to like kind of figure out like a story.
Mm-hmm.
I liked Fooly Cooly.
I liked Fooly Cooly, except after like 3 years of AMV contests at Otakon.
Yeah.
Where you had like 16 different
Fooly Cooly ones.
Fooly Cooly AMVs in a contest every year, and it was always the same thing, just with different music set to it.
Yeah.
Could be worse.
Could be worse.
Afro
Could be Afro Samurai. I'm gonna throw one out. Neither of you have seen, of course, for this one yet. The third season of High School DxD.
I still haven't even seen this really most of the second season.
I'll have to let you borrow it at some point then.
It's awesome.
Fucking fantastic, and third season is just continuing to follow. It's giving, one of the characters that they still haven't touched on too much since first season. They're finally starting to go into her backstory. It looks like everybody's going to get some much needed training to pretty much enter into this war that's coming up. I remain very hopeful. It looks like it's going to be a great continuation.
I agree.
I give it a 1 out of 5. Nah. It's a 5 out of 5 in my book. 5 out of 5. This is, again, one that I'm chomping at the bit to see every release.
Yeah. That's such an enjoyable, weird anime.
I really need to catch up.
You do.
It's on my list to catch up.
The second season was great. It really was.
It's just I need to find time within all my other schedules and all my other watching to really catch up on it.
It's too much anime, so little time.
Yeah. What else do we want to go on to?
Let's just get it over with. Get the taste out of our mouth. Owari no Seraph.
You guys have
do you want to put your new catchphrase out there? Fuck
Owari no Seraph. I came into the show expecting Death Note.
And you got worse.
Well, it was not quite as bad.
Well, with the first episode, it's not as bad, but
yeah, it brought, as I said with Punchline, it had lots of questions, and with Owari no Seraph, I had about 30 questions by the end of it. Every minute, there's a new question popping up in my mind, and none of them were answered, and it just didn't look like it was going to answer any of them. And I would have given it a 2 out of 5 right there. But then given what you said and what other people said online, it's getting a 1. If I could give it a 0, well, hell, I'll give it a 0. It gets a 0.
It gets a 0 because it's another one of those ones where I started reading the manga just to make sure it wasn't, to figure out if it was going to be another Death Note or not. And it turns out it's going to be worse.
Oh boy.
It makes no sense. It has so many
I'm going to spoil the shit out of it because I don't give a shit, because if you watch Owari no Seraph, fuck you.
It has so many quote-unquote convenient plot points. Why does this happen? Well, why? Oh, for plot. That's why.
Because.
Why?
Fuck you. That's because.
Exactly. I hate that. I cannot stand that.
Well, with the first episode, it's the whole, like, it's the prologue, basically.
And how much, so you saw the first episode.
Yeah.
How telegraphed was that every one of those brats was going to die?
Oh, yeah.
Again, the whole fucking episode is telegraphed.
Well, how much blood can you, as you said, how much fucking blood can you take from a child?
Realistically, actually doing the medical research, you can take a little less than a cup. It's like 280 milliliters safely per month. Yeah. So yeah, why kill off 90, let's say 8% of the human population when you need that blood to keep yourself alive?
After and with the whole blood collection thing, they jam a needle into their neck, and then it's not even like finding a vein. It's just, hey, we're just gonna jam a needle into your fucking neck, and then they can still make extra profit by selling their blood off their blood and their bodies off to nobles.
There's a lot of anger here.
Yes, because it's shit. Wari no Seraph
Again,
is shit.
right there, realistically, again, you take that blood from them, they would be anemic for weeks. It would take, again, it takes almost a month to recover from that.
It does.
For kids that age. Then, again, first off, how are they moving? So then second off, again, just how much blood can you get from sucking them dry at that point? Third, again, first off, the origin of the virus. How the hell do you get a virus to target an age? Like, I can understand if it targets
how do you get
an age range, but how do you sit there and say 13? If you're younger than 13, you're safe.
Yeah. And how do they get a virus to hit worldwide within minutes?
Oh yeah, no, and that was exactly it. People start dropping in the street, and a plane goes down. That fucking plane would have been fine.
Yeah,
until it landed.
How do you trigger a virus to hit at a certain time?
I mean, the only way that you could do that is to infect everybody with it and then essentially flip the switch, which would have to be nanomachines at that point.
Yeah.
Which, again, could be. Maybe that's what they're going for.
Could be.
That makes
but not the way that it's been going so far, because it's going more fantasy route with everything. Well, with the vampires and fucking spoiler alert if you even fucking care, the way that the humans are supposed to defeat the vampires with fucking demon blades.
Well, and here's what I want to know too. Okay, so the vampires are fast enough that they can dodge gunfire. They're strong enough that they can rip people apart with their bare hands. If they're fast enough to dodge gunfire, how do you fight that? You can't even perceive that if you're a normal human. Again, I know this is an anime. It doesn't have to make sense, but come on. It keeps trying to decide whether it's going to be slightly realistic or complete fantasy. It can't make up its fucking mind.
And even in the realms of complete fantasy, that's absolute horseshit.
Yeah, because at that point, the humans would have something to give them a leg up. Either they're genetically superior, and
at the same point, as we find out later in the series, that not all of the Earth's population has died. Not the entirety of the Earth's population of people over 13 have died.
Were they in vaults?
Well, realistically, the vault wouldn't have helped them. Look at the airplane.
Because there's still a society structure, and once you surpass the age of 13, even though the virus is still I would still assume that the people under 13 would still be carriers of the virus, because it's a virus. It's a spread virus.
Yeah.
That once you hit 13, you still just get got. Fuck Wari no Seraph.
Yeah, let's just move on.
Moving along.
Let's cleanse our palate from that. What else?
What can we cleanse with?
Well, let's throw a comedy snafu.
Yeah, let's cleanse
Second season of
let's cleanse with snafu, because my teen romantic comedy snafu is back for its second season, and it's fantastic.
It is.
You two fuckers are so giddy about it.
It's
dude,
so
I'm
good.
popping wood right now.
It's so good. If my bladder wasn't full of urine, I would be popping wood as well. It's so
good. It is
everything
I've been waiting for. And again, given that it's been, 2 years since it aired,
Something
I want to
like
say, it's
been
hard.
2 years?
It's hard to sit here and keep, to make a first episode of a new season after 2 years and be, everything that people have been waiting for. It's that and more.
Yeah, it's very much the what I've compared it to before. It's Daria. It's everything that I love from my youth in watching Daria. It's come to light in anime form. It started 2 years ago, and it's continuing now. And I love every second of it, because it's not that happy-go-lucky school life bullshit anime generic crap.
And the idea too, again, that the characters stay themselves. They don't.
They grow, but they don't transform into something they're not.
Exactly. They don't suddenly go, I'm now friends with this person. I'm happy now.
It's very human. It's very
Yes,
real.
exactly.
It's very
These
grounded.
characters have years and years of suffering, essentially, at the hands of other people.
They grow, but they keep their personality.
Yeah, it's not something that you're just going to let go of.
So it's real.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's realistic character growth.
Yeah, it's realistic character growth, and it shows a side of like the high school life that like what we experienced.
Yeah, it's the sides that you don't see in the slice of lives.
In the slice of life, you atypically focus on.
Yeah.
Well,
I need to find a love life, and I need to find growth. And once I get into high school, I'll change.
You can stop that anytime.
Yeah. I had to enunciate. I don't know. We just had to make a damn point. And we did. Thank you, Tim. Lynch.
Whatever. I don't care.
Who gives up? Fuck.
I don't care if my name's out there.
Everyone knows who we are. I think.
Well,
Everyone.
Well,
everyone knows who you are.
we love Snafu.
Yeah.
Getting back on topic, we should and powering through the beers.
Yeah. It's, again, getting a 5 out of 5 on mine.
Yeah, 5 out of 5. It's wonderful.
I mean, yeah, again, first episode was freaking fantastic, and it shows no signs of just dropping the ball. So,
Yeah. If you're a child of the 90s,
yeah.
this is the anime to watch.
It's the 90s quintessential 90s child quintessential anime.
Yeah, basically it's like it harkens back to the old MTV animated series where it's your Beavis and Butthead, it's your Darius. It really feels so nostalgic for somebody who watched a lot of like the cartoons in the 90s.
Oh man.
And it's a really good look at the other side of high school life for the people who are introverts, who are cynical, who are
Counterculture stuff.
counterculture.
Basically. Yeah.
And look how like they're shunned and how they have to cope with it.
Cope and deal with being ostracized by everyone.
So good. Like it's my number one recommended anime to watch.
Basically, if you remember being hated, this is the anime for you.
well, the thing, in my opinion, is that, first off, there's so many times, having gone through both depression myself as well as, being an introvert and having extroverts sit there and tell me, oh, you need to change, you need to do this.
You just need to get out there.
Yeah,
and
this anime is the perfect
response to that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like it provides that. God, what's the word I'm looking for? It's
the nail on the head.
No, it pretty much is just that perfect example, that shining example of this. I don't have to change. I am me, and I'm perfectly okay being me.
I'm perfectly okay being me, and there are other people like me that I can get along with, and we understand each other.
And we don't need you to
Try and change us. Something that we're not.
And we don't need you to acknowledge our existence because we acknowledge ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If this goes long, we can go long.
Yeah.
I don't have upload restrictions on YouTube.
The only restriction we got is whether or not the video holds. More technical difficulties.
Are
Are we going to go on to
I had another question.
No, we're still on. We're not going to get to questions. We're still on
We still have a lot of new stuff.
So
Let's start firing them off.
Shokugeki no Soma.
That is one I am actually not watching at the moment because I kind of want to see where it goes before I would even bother, and I've got so much on my plate as it is.
Honestly, you don't need to watch it. It's like I've read a lot of the manga.
Yeah. I'm current on the manga. So you don't need to watch it if you're looking for another long running series. Watch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you're not, it's not really worth it.
It's really not. It's
worth reading. It's worth reading for it's good entertainment for reading because the
I
reading.
think I'll just stick to Addicted to Curry.
Yeah. The reading for it.
You're better off. And a new chapter of that just came out.
I'm kind of behind, so
Oh, okay.
I'll have to catch up.
The reading on the manga of Shokugeki no Soma feels very much like an anime version of Iron Chef.
It's about what it sounded like, and again,
It is.
It would be interesting if it's done well.
But the anime does not pull that off.
No.
From the very beginning of the manga, it felt like an anime version of Iron Chef.
It does. And the manga captures it okay. And
I think the manga captures it very well, like a very cartoony Iron Chef.
Yeah, I don't know. I gotten kind of bored with it, but
Like because it's
slow.
It's slow. It's very slow.
It's like almost as slow as Ippo.
Yeah, but the problem with the anime is they're trying to be too ridiculous with it.
Okay.
They're trying to. The anime is trying too hard.
Okay, that's not gonna fly.
And that's my problem with the anime. It's like I don't recommend the anime unless you're looking for another Bleach, another Naruto, another Fairy Tail.
We don't need another one of those.
And if you're looking for a long running series food anime, watch Toriko.
I've never seen
Yeah.
Toriko.
It's a food hunting anime. It's DBZ but food hunting.
Actually, I would.
Sounds good.
In one sense, I would say if you took like the idea of the gourmet hunters from Hunter x Hunter,
Oh, that's
and
kinda
just
cool.
focused on that.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool. I'd watch that. Toriko. Toriko.
I really do not recommend Shokugeki no Soma as an anime.
No. I'm the one who told you about the manga, wasn't
Yeah.
I? Yeah. Yeah, I was way more into it
We
back
did it.
then.
We talked about it like three podcasts ago.
Yeah, you're right. We
Because it was
did.
coming up.
Because it was coming up. Yeah, you're right.
I guess I'll throw Gunslinger Stratus out there.
Which I thought was a fusion of Gunslinger Girl and Infinite Stratos.
It's about what I figured at first too, but
Yeah.
again, it's actually based off a Square Enix video game or arcade game. It's something Square Enix related. I'm still not 100% sure what's going on. It's kind of pretty. Characters seem mildly interesting, so I'll keep watching for now.
I'll watch for now. It looks like it could be like that a new like psychological sort of psychological thriller, like action thriller.
Yeah. Well, again, I've read the description. I tried to give you a basis, and I'm not even going to try and make an ass of myself trying to explain it here. So,
Future and past try to fight themselves in present.
alternate dimension, of the present. It's
Woo.
bizarre. So
It's weird.
it gets a 3 out of 5 in my book. Again, it seems interesting, and we'll see where it goes.
It could go a really interesting place.
Or it
And
could crash and fail.
Exactly. Hence a 3.
Yeah. Denpa Kiyoshi.
fuck it.
Yeah. I agree.
Too much wish fulfillment.
The anime is actually not too bad for it. I'm giving it a 3. It's serviceable at the moment. We'll see where it goes.
I know where it goes.
I know where it goes too. It gets boring.
Well, again, given what you guys have said, though, there wasn't a whole lot of wish fulfillment in the first episode. The main character, while not a great character, at least still has personality. So I'm wondering they almost...
He has personality, but he still relies on the fact that that everything gets resolved because he is a super genius.
Yeah, and it's too easy.
And it's too
And the
easy.
characters are too predictable, and it's just honestly, it feels like Negama without the magic, and just tons of wish fulfillment.
it really does feel like Negama without the magic, and it just things get resolved just because of they get resolved.
Whoa! Yeah, it's just
Well, again, at the moment, I'll give it like another episode or two, and then again, just see what happens.
I mean, it's decent, but it's not.
it was entertaining for a while.
Well, no, again, it's not. It's definitely not a 4 or 5 in my book. It's,
No, definitely not.
Something that's not on things list. Rino Nana something something in the Seven Witches.
Okay, yeah.
It's the first story arc is really good. I read the manga for it. I read the manga for it way before they even thought about doing an anime version of it. I'll look up the thing and do an annotation in the video, but the first arc is really, really good. It's really well done. The basis of it is the high school. Within that high school, there are 7 witches, and each witch has a very specific power, and that power is conveyed by kissing.
Okay.
Intriguing.
And there are variant people in that school who can either steal or copy that power
By kissing?
by kissing.
Okay,
And
I did hear about this
it's
one.
the story of one of those variants trying to figure out what's going on with all the witches.
That's weird.
It's really good. It's a really well done, like, romantic comedy drama.
Is it a pseudo harem?
It's a harem.
Okay, that's what it sounds like.
But the main character does have a little bit of personality. He's
not a blank slate.
He's not a blank slate. He's a delinquent. The main character is a delinquent.
Okay.
The entire school hates him.
Why?
On the first day of class, he gets expelled, or he gets suspended because he got into a fist fight.
He beats the shit out of someone.
He beats the shit out of somebody because like he came to somebody's defense and he beats the shit out of somebody, but the person who came. No, I can't spoil it.
Okay, well I'll check it out.
Check it out. The way that the first story arc goes is really well done. I wholly recommend reading and watching the first story arc because it's very well done.
I will read it.
Waiting for the anime to show up anywhere at the moment because I think it's, if I remember correctly, that's one of the ones that slipped through the Funimation Crunchyroll cracks and ended up going either to another streaming service or whatever.
Like one
so
of the other
yeah,
two.
I'll try and
the
find
other two
a
that
spot.
are fucking terrible. No, that's a rant I don't want to get into right now.
Yeah, let's stay away from that.
I'll throw out Plastic Memories.
Oh, yeah, you told me about that one. That just sounds so depressing.
There's a really good mix of comedy and drama in there.
I don't know if I can handle it.
Compelling characters, a compelling storyline.
Yeah, it's not quite the Chobits clone I thought it was
Yeah.
going to be.
You know what? It does sound like a Chobits clone at
The
face
description
value.
does,
Yeah,
Exactly.
but it's really not. It's
It's very well done.
It's a very well done, like it's a good mix of comedy and drama.
If it stays as it is now, again, I'm giving it a 3 at the moment. It's going to be a 4 or 5 in my mind. If the tone stays the way it is, if it turns too much in one direction or the other, I think it's going to lose me.
I'll try it. I will give it an honest shot, but I don't want to be depressed.
Well, again, at the moment, you probably won't be.
That's not to say down the line.
Well, that's, again, exactly. If it turns, it's going to change my rating.
I don't want to get bicentennial manned by.
Are you guys going to talk about Raycon now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to step away for a second.
Okay, yeah, I'll throw out Recon. It's about a girl that can see ghosts. I guess Lynch really does not like that. So
is it kind of like Natsume's Book of Friends?
Not really.
Because I like that.
Maybe a little. It's interesting to me. It's comedic, very much kind of a slice of life. If the ghost element stays strong and it plays off well, they've got this fucking awesome perverted cat in it.
It does sound like Natsume.
It'll be hilarious, but again, I'm giving it a 3. See if see where it goes.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes from there.
Since Lynch still wasn't back, and that was like one of the fastest reviews.
Well, I mean, do you want to? I have that. I mean, is that the rest of the anime? No, there's still more. Damn, there's so many. What else we got?
I guess I'll do the 2 shorts since neither of you have seen those.
I have not. Yeah, we were talking about them yesterday.
Second season of I Can't Understand What My Husband Is Saying,
which is really cute.
Unfortunately, came back as a short. So
you wanted it to come
I was
back
hoping
as
it would be
full...
back as full episodes, or at least like 5 or 10 minutes.
How is the new?
It's again pretty serviceable. There's 2 episodes out at the moment. It's just as good as the first season was. So again, I thoroughly enjoy it.
Did they have the kid?
The kid hasn't come about yet.
So she's just pregnant now.
Yeah. Actually, I don't think it's too much further than it was. At the end of season 1.
Season 1. Okay.
Yeah, she's not heavily pregnant. Again, I really don't even want to rate a short. I mean, there's really not much to say about him. I give it a 3. I mean, it's enjoyable. It's 3 minutes.
I mean,
how much can you really go in?
I do like the whole short style, though. I like that they're doing this now.
Then you have
what's have they put out a second season of the kid who sits at his desk and plays around? What's his name?
Tonari Noseki-kun.
Tonari Noseki-kun.
Nope.
Have they not? They're just done with that for right now.
See, they're done with it, or whatever. It might come back at another time, but
I kind of hope that there's more of it because I really like Tonari no Seki-kun. It's just goofy fun because it reminds you of goofing around, not paying attention to the teacher at your desk when you were a kid. And I did a lot of that. Like, I was either reading or I was messing around with erasers and knickknacks or drawing and doodling on a piece of paper or my notebook. And it was a lot of fun. That's what Seki-kun always reminded me of, being in, like, middle school and goofing around in class.
So one of the other shorts is Takemiya Nasuno Desu, which is, I guess, a spin-off of an anime series. I came into it, not knowing anything.
Yeah.
It's a 1.5-minute shorts. They're crazy fast-paced, mostly because they're trying to jam.
Yeah.
It's funny for what it is. And again, it's only a 1.5 minutes, so...
Yeah, I really haven't been keeping up on the shorts this season.
Nor have I.
I mean, there's I can't understand what my husband is saying's second run, and there's this. It's bad.
Isn't the psychosomatic hospital
I
thing
mean, that's still going.
Is that continuing?
Yeah, it's still going.
I actually lost track of that one. How has that been doing? Funny?
Not too bad. I mean, they went back in the ED. I'm wondering if they're starting to run out of psychosomatic illnesses, or if they just really want to go for the cock jokes.
They want to go.
I think they just want to go for the cock jokes.
The dick jokes is strong in this one.
In one sense, I don't want to mention it, but we kind of got it since it's a new one.
Yeah.
Arlen Senki.
I don't know if I've seen it.
Didn't we talk about that already?
Did we?
Yeah, we talked about how the only ones that are showing, the only one I can find is on the.
Well, we talked about that outside, not on the podcast.
Did we?
I don't think so. Oh, whatever. Yeah, I give it a 2. I'm not too excited with it. I don't think I'll follow it much longer. The main character actually kind of bugs the hell out of me.
Really?
He's really whiny. He's your typical, in a sense, sheltered prince.
Is that the anime?
Yeah.
Okay, because the manga is different. I haven't read the books of it because it's based off of the books.
Yeah.
Novels or light novels?
I think novels.
Novel,
yeah.
Actual
novels.
Novels. Okay.
Yeah. To compare it's like Yona of the Dawn, Akatsuki no Yona. If you're
sadly, I think it seems to be following Akatsuki no Yona's plot almost letter to letter. I can see.
Yeah. Or Akatsuki no Yona is their variant of Arslan.
Yeah,
no
the
Senki.
original 1995 anime of Arslan Senki. Yeah.
Yeah, 95 or the original book printing of Arslan Senki.
Yeah, whatever they're going with.
But the manga, the new manga is actually pretty good. I haven't read the old one or watched the old series. I do want to watch the old series, but the new manga is really good. He's not whiny. He wants to take charge. He wants to be able to lead his country, and he's trying to figure out how to do that within the ranks of being in the wars.
Mm-hmm.
And from what you're saying, where it's like,
I mean, he's not. I shouldn't say he's like super whiny. He's not as bad as, again, a lot of characters, but I don't know. He just doesn't click with me.
You have that right.
I need to find the anime to watch it to see how it's different from the manga, because it sounds like it's different from the manga.
It could be.
It sounds like they're going to basically do another Full Metal Alchemist with it.
It could be.
Yeah, I guess.
Because the new illustrator for Arslan Senki is the illustrator for Full Metal Alchemist.
FMA,
yeah. If you've seen it, you can see all the similarities between the characters, because Arslan looks like Ed.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
I guess really there's 2 more in my mind new this season. The first is one that I noticed on Funimation. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. I'll get it to you. But it's about a school where the club presidents fight each other with supernatural powers to decide, I guess, things based, in their club.
Ooh.
That sounds interesting.
Looks
actually.
mildly interesting. Something I still haven't gotten around to watching, but
we should watch that.
It sounds interesting.
Yeah.
And I guess it's later this month. that the next Digimon starts, because that hasn't started yet.
yeah.
Yeah, because as far as I know, there really wasn't a set date on when it was ever going to start.
I thought it said like sometime April 20s. Or
Yeah,
something.
I thought
I'm excited.
I saw like late spring maybe.
Is it being simulcast in Japan and America? Through
Don't know.
Crunchyroll?
I'm
Okay.
hoping that the site I was checking live chart is going to be wrong, because if it's correct, then the only place getting it is Hummingbird,
Oh.
which I will beat somebody to death.
I still haven't
cannot
figured out how to
stand
use it.
I can't watch anything on it. I don't know how it works. If you know how it works, let me know.
Tell us.
Because
Because as far as I know, it looks like just like another like anime like review site.
exactly, that's all I can find is reviews.
Yeah. Anyways, what else? Do we got anything else? Anything else that's
Pertinent?
I mean,
Pertinent.
that's pretty much it for all the new stuff. I mean, there are a couple of second or third seasons of other anime that have come out, but again, it's things that we, as far
Already
as I know,
talked about.
you guys, well, no, like we haven't watched.
Oh, we
There's
haven't
one that
watched.
sounds interesting, sounds mildly interesting. It was about, I mean, it's probably etchy as fuck, but it's about an all-girls groping club.
what?
But it's the third season of that anime,
Yeah,
so
I
have no clue.
It's weird. It's not even like a groping club. The title's
Well,
a groping club, but it's
It
like
says, yeah.
it's a going home club. It's let's
Okay.
go do what the fuck ever we want to do club.
Okay.
Mhm.
It's
But
weird.
again, same idea. It's the
Third
third
season.
season. And I have no clue where. I don't think Crunchyroll has the other two. So it's like,
I don't think so.
Damn.
it's kind of like, okay, whatever.
Well, that's weird.
I don't know.
Anything else?
No, I mean, again, really, that's about it for the new stuff. And God, I think we're.
Wow, this is the longest episode easily.
Yeah, well, again, there was a lot of stuff to cover.
Yeah, a lot of. Did we cover Nisekoi?
No.
Yeah, we didn't cover the second season of Nisekoi.
Nisekoi's back. I still have not watched the first episode because I saw that there was an episode 0 and that it was a recap episode. And fuck recap episodes. I hate recap episodes.
You know what? In one sense, if they want to keep doing recap episodes, they really ought to just get back what they did in the 90s and do that, like 3 minutes at the beginning of an episode. Hey, here's what happened last time.
Yeah.
Last time on Power Rangers.
Couldn't come up with anything better than Power Rangers.
What the fuck is wrong with Power Rangers?
Could have just said, like,
Last
last
time.
time on DBZ.
Yeah, last time on Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with Power Rangers?
You.
No, fuck off.
But yeah,
Mighty Morphin Forever.
I still have yet to watch the first episode of Nisekoi, of the new season of Nisekoi. I really did. It was really weird because last season ended at episode 20.
Yep. Yeah.
What?
Random
Why?
episode counts.
That's a weird episode count indeed.
But I really did enjoy the series. It was a very different direction to
It's
take a
better
romance.
than your average rom-com.
Yeah,
I got really bored with Nisekoi really early on.
the characters fell into archetypes very quickly.
I was trying to read the manga. Bored as hell. I couldn't do it. Does it get more interesting? Does it get more interesting at all?
I mean, I guess it all depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Like the whole key and the locket thing.
No. That's what really kind of pissed me off about the series is the whole key and locket and how they're never going to answer the fucking question because they gotta fucking drag it out until the last episode.
Throw you 1.5 million feints.
Yeah.
So boring.
Is it this girl? Is it this girl? How about this girl?
It could be this
one.
girl. It could be this
I
one.
hate it when anime do that. That's my least favorite
the
trope.
only
I
thing-
hate it. It annoys me.
Now, the only thing I'll say about that, at least, is that is at least mildly humorous as opposed to just throwing you two and essentially doing the which hand's it in. I mean, when they just continue to throw girls and it's like, hey, it could be this one, could be this one, could be this one. It's like, okay, that's at least humorous.
So annoying.
I'll see what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
I think
figure it out.
for the most part,
I think we better cut it.
yeah, we gotta cut.
Yeah.
We gotta cut it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
All right, everyone. Thank you for watching, and this is Earth,
This has been Edge.
I'm Lynch.
and this is the Shonen Show. Take-
Make sure to share, like, and subscribe.
Yeah, share, like, and subscribe.
We'll see you next month.
Take care.